Welcome everyone to another new episode of Domino's Diecast. Today we're going to be featuring a special car here. This, as you all can pretty much tell, at least most car enthusiasts will know what this is actually. This is the beginning of the sports car that changed Ford's history forever. This is the 1955 Ford Thunderbird. Undoubtedly one of the most famous cars in the sports section of Ford's history. It's also their very first sports car. Now, when you look at it, it may not look like a sports car right away, because, cars from the 50s, they were very sleek and elegant, and they wanted to look like airplanes, and, the jet age, they loved that look, the tail fins. 1955, we didn't have the big soaring tail fins just yet, but as you can see, this Thunderbird does have at least small tail fins, and I think it accents the design extremely well. I think if the tail fins were any bigger than that, it probably would take away from the actual design. Now, this is not the 1957 version of the Thunderbird, obviously, but because the 57 version, they actually had bigger tail fins because the car was slightly bigger than the 55 model. I really love this model. This is 1/18 scale of the Thunderbird. I love it very much because it is one of my favorite colors on a Thunderbird. I love that canary yellow. It's just so cheerful and bright, and it's so eye-catching driving down the street. It doesn't look like anything else. And when you think about it, back in 55, when cars were really elegant and stylish, and then you see this little kind of smaller sports car driving down the street, and it was faster than most other cars, and it was certainly more expensive. This was a rather expensive car for its time, and it just really caught your attention. And also, people loved the name of it too, the Thunderbird. It made it sound powerful and fast, and it certainly was. This model here features many opening parts. I'll open up the hood and the doors. Now the trunk opens too, but the trunk doesn't stay up. Well, as you can see, the hood came back down on its own, but I'll just open that back up for you. First, I'll let you get a look at the engine bay. And here we are. The Thunderbird's powerful engine. Give it kind of a once look all the way around before I reach the trunk here. Alright, and there's the trunk. Pretty decent sized trunk. Not real deep. I didn't really expect anyone who owned the Thunderbird to pile it with a bunch of groceries, really. Like I said, it's a car that was made for fun, so you just put little things in there. You don't travel very far. You like to drive this car around town because you want it to be seen. You want to be seen driving it. I love the black and white interior, and I will show you that in depth because of one of the features of this model. Now, 1955 Thunderbird was famous for having the removable hardtop to make it into convertible. That's exactly what this model here features. There you go, an instant convertible. Look how elegant and beautiful that is. And here is the interior. A lovely black and white interior. You can see the dashboard. Very nicely done. And being a roadster, it only seats two. This is not a family car, obviously. We'll leave the top off for now. You've seen it with the top on. We'll leave it off for now. After all, that was one of the many features of the car. I love the Thunderbird symbol here, right on the side. As you can see, there is the Thunderbird symbol. And then, of course, very famously, the racing flags right there on the front. For what little use of chrome the car actually has, mostly just on the bumpers, you see a little bit of chrome accenting here and even on the hood. But what little use of chrome it actually has, it makes it very well designed. Of course, these iconic taillights. So many Fords had these type of taillights. They were wonderful. I love that design. They look like little jet turbines, as they were meant to. This is a car that was meant to look fast, as well as be fast. Kind of a smaller windshield, and also wrapped around to allow the air to flow around it nicely as you were flying down the highway. I bought this model around, I think, the same time I bought one of my other ones. I think around the same time I bought my 41 Plymouth, so about 7 years ago I've owned this car. Before that, I actually owned another model of a 55 Thunderbird, and I will feature that in a later episode. It was a smaller scale one, a 1/24th. This is my only 1/18th scale Thunderbird right now. I do plan to get more in the future. Oh yes, and of course, that lovely script over here on the fin. Thunderbird. Wouldn't mind owning one of these in real life. I'd love to have a black one, or maybe even a salmon pink one, or even this yellow. They also came in baby blue kind of color. Those were very elegant as well. Came in a variety of colors for their time, so that everybody could be pleased with whatever they chose. Well, everyone, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Domino's Diecast. Let's see if we can get the hood back on here. And I hope you will join me next time when I feature another car from my collection. Ah, there we go. We got the hood back on. And I will see you then. I hope you enjoyed this. Bye for now.